About a month ago, we got the dreaded email from Amazon. Your listings violate Amazon's ASIN Creation Policy. They gave us just 30 days to sell through inventory before shutting everything down. Normally, we'd ignore it, but this time it was tied to a product that drives huge sales for my business. But guess what? After 30 days, we turned it around and we got the listing reinstated. And in this video today, I want to walk you through step by step exactly what we did. So if you're facing this, you can copy me and hopefully get your listings reinstated too. If you're not aware, Amazon made a significant change about a year ago. Essentially, they started reviewing their entire catalog and flagging ASINs that they believe violated what they call listing creation policy. If you're like me, you probably resell other people's products, other people's brands, and by listing them on the only available active listing that is on Amazon. From our perspective, as resellers, this is the correct thing to do. We're following the system which Amazon set up and selling the stock on the proper listings. The issue is that Amazon is suddenly deciding that some of these listings, the very ones we rely on, are no longer valid. Now, when this happens, Amazon deletes the listings entirely. That means we lose not just the correct place to sell our listings, but also the sales momentum built up in that listing, i.e. the sales rank, and any visibility we've built up as well. Since we're not the brand owners, we don't have the ability to simply create a new listing, which Amazon probably wants us to do. And this creates a major problem for sellers just like us. Now, we recently faced this challenge with one of our products, and I want to walk through with you the exact steps that we took so you can use this to reinstate your products if this is happening to you right now. Now, you can see here in the ASIN Creation Policy, it says, to sell a product on Amazon in the catalog, you need to match it to an existing ASIN by creating an offer. If your product is not in the catalog, you'll have to create a new single ASIN for the product. To create a new single ASIN, go through the Add Tools product. ASIN creation by sellers without a selling role signed by the brand. To protect our customers' shopping experience, we limit the creation of new ASINs for brand enrolled in brand registry by sellers who do not have the selling role assigned to the brand. General rule of thumb, if you're a reseller, you're probably not registered by the brand, and so therefore you can't create listings, so therefore it's a bit of a dead end. Okay, so here's what we received. We got this email from Amazon, and I'm going to blur out information obviously about the ASIN and the Amazon store, but as you can see right here, they talk about why this is happening, what actions do you need to take, and then if you've been incorrectly identified for deactivation, which obviously we thought we were, and then this is what happens if we don't obviously do anything. So you can see they explain it all here in the actual email, which I'm sure you've got if you're watching this. So the next question you might ask is, what did we do? Well, first things first, I loaded up a beautiful ChatGTP because obviously that is what everyone does nowadays. Now, what I did is basically put in, number one, the link to the Amazon Seller Central page where they talk about this specific problem, i.e. the policy. Now, number two, I said as well that I included all the screenshots that Amazon was asking for information. So I wanted to make it clear to ChatGTP exactly what Amazon was asking for from me. And then number three, I also said we wanted to fight the policy. So I want to be really clear about that to ChatGTP, and I asked it to create me a cover letter. And then I also asked it to create me or do some deep research. And this is obviously what you can see here. And my whole point behind this is that I wanted ChatGTP to train itself on other information on the internet about other people who've done this, specifically probably looking at Reddit or Amazon Seller Central forums, because they're really good cases to get examples from other people who fought this. Now, you can see here, it says, obviously, I've talked about the link to the thing. So we have this Amazon ASIN listing creation policy and write me a cover letter and then also do some deep research. So it comes back and obviously says, classic ChatGTP, give me a couple of questions. So I literally just go, yes, but we can't prove it. And this is, are you an authorized reseller or do you have authorization from the brand and their distributor? And I said, yes, but we can't prove it. And then, is the product new and genuine? Yes, of course. And then finally, are you attempting to reinstate or acknowledge? We want to reinstate. So it basically came back and said, look, I'll do some research. Fantastic. And it came back with a lot of information. Now, I wasn't too interested in a lot of this because it's pretty excessive. But the one thing I was quite interested in is the fact that it has a appeal letter. Now, I said, so we want to keep selling the product and no other listings exist. Will this letter cover it? And it says, yes, the appeal letter I drafted already geared towards reinstating your listing and you can keep selling. ChatGPT came back with a lot of information. And again, I'm not going to go through all of that, but the fundamental level is it did have that appeal template and it was great. And I basically went through that appeal template, looked at it, but I just asked it to change a few things. Classic appeal letters, if you've ever seen them, you always acknowledge that you made a mistake. Now, in our case, we didn't actually create the listing, so we can't acknowledge that we made a mistake with that. But what we can say is that we did a lot of due diligence and we didn't realize that the listing wasn't correct or wasn't in line. We didn't know that. So again, it says, I didn't create the listing, but we sold on it. Can we change that text? And again, it just came back and created me a nice appeal letter. And the whole point behind this was that I wanted to just really find that so it was actually correct. The key point here, what I want to share with you, which I don't think is explicitly stated, but this is, I think, one of the key reasons why we got the listing reinstated. And this because of the following 3 steps we took. Well, number 1, we took photos of the product. Now it asks for that, obviously, but we took not only just of the photos of the product in regards to the product itself, we took close-ups of the barcode and the different sizes, and we also took photos of multiple units. I actually had 10 lined up. And the reason is because I remember in ungating times, Amazon always asked to see not just one, but multiple units together to show that you actually have been selling this and a lot of them. Now, the second thing we showed were the invoices, and obviously they match the purchases amount. And obviously they asked that, but I just want to be very clear about that. We do actually show those invoices. And then the third and the final thing, which wasn't asked, but we did anyway, was the fact that in a separate chat window, I asked ChatGPT to do some deep research to look for this product on any of the brand's websites anywhere in the world, not just in the US, but anywhere else. Why? Because this product doesn't actually sell anymore. And this is probably one of the reasons why it got kicked off. But what was really interesting is we found it, or ChatGPT found it in basically Canada on the brand's website. And the net result was that we put that link into the appeal letter to say, look, this product is on the brand's Canadian website as the product they sell. It was hidden somewhere, but we could link to it. And by the way, I'll be crystal clear. This wasn't actually the variation we were selling. This was a different variation. Same product, just a different variation. But I think that was a really big idea that this is actually a legit product from the brand. Now, I'll show you the appeal letter, and again, through ChatGPT and blurring the parts. So we've got the Amazon appeal letter, and we kind of talked through what we've done. We've taken immediate actions. And again, I'll blur my bits. Now you can see here, immediate actions taken, preventative measures. We talked about what we're doing there. And then also we talked about product authenticity and request for reinstatement. And again, we basically said that we want to get this product reinstated. That was really important for us. What was the outcome? Well, we submit the appeal letter on the 9th, and on the 13th, we got an email saying that we understand you'd like to reinstate this product and that they're going to forward it to an internal team. And that was basically about 6 o'clock in the evening. And then 2 hours and a half later, they came back and said, yes, we're happy to reinstate that, which was fantastic news because that means I get to keep selling my product during $86,000 and it's back on sale. Getting products reinstated can be a huge win, but there are so many other mistakes that I've personally made in my journey that you're probably making right now. And what I want to do is share with you a video where I recorded all the mistakes I made over the last 5 years in just 20 minutes. And I'll drop a link around here so you can check it out. Now, if you found this video helpful, give me a big thumbs up and don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.